I present the Appropriation Bill No. 3, 2016-17 and the explanatory memorandum.
The Clerk.
First reading, a bill for an act to appropriate additional money out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund for the ordinary annual services of the government and for related purposes.
The Minister.
I move that this bill be now read a second time. Mr Deputy Speaker, today the government introduces the Additional Estimates Appropriation Bills. These bills are Appropriation Bill No. 3, 2016-17 and Appropriation Bill No. 4, 2016-17. These bills underpin the government's expenditure decisions. Appropriation Bill No. 3, 2016-17 seeks approval for appropriations from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of just under $2 billion. I now outline the significant items provided for in this bill. Firstly, this bill will provide the Department of Defence just over $810 million. This includes approximately $36 million for Operation High Road and largely reflects the net effect of the reallocation between operating and capital costs, which is partially offset by the impact of foreign exchange movements. Secondly, just under $200 million is proposed for the Department of Immigration and Border Protection in 2016-17. This includes approximately $64 million to enhance Australia's border protection measures and support for the resettlement of refugees processed at the regional processing centres on Nauru and Manus Island, and around $100 million to support the accommodation and processing of illegal maritime arrivals at regional processing centres. Thirdly, the Department of Human Services will receive just under $156 million. This includes approximately $77 million to progress Tranche 2 of the Welfare Payment Infrastructure Transformation Program. Fourth, the Department of Health will receive just over $143 million. This includes approximately $30 million to commence modernising the information and communication technology systems supporting the health, aged care and related veterans payment services, around $28 million to strengthen the mental health care in Australia, and $10 million to support the establishment of a national research network that will focus on improving childhood cancer survival rates. Details of the proposed expenditure are set out in the schedule to the bill and the portfolio additional estimate statements tabled in the Parliament. I commend this bill.
I thank the Minister. The debate must now be adjourned. The member for Scullin.
I move that the debate now be adjourned.
Thank the member for Scullin. The question is that the resumption of the debate be made an order day for the next day's sitting. All those of that opinion say aye. To the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. I have received a message from His Excellency the Governor-General recommending that in accordance with Section 56 of the Constitution and appropriations for the purpose of the Appropriation Bill No. 4, 2016-2017. I call the Minister.
Thanks, Mr Deputy Speaker. I present the Appropriation Bill No. 4, 2016-17 and the explanatory memorandum.
The Clerk.
First reading, a bill for an act to appropriate additional money out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund for certain expenditure and for related purposes.
The Minister.
I move that this bill be now read a second time. Appropriation Bill No. 4, 2016-17, along with the Appropriation Bill No. 3, 2016, which I just introduced, are the additional estimates appropriation bills for this financial year. This bill, the Appropriation Bill No. 4, seeks approval for appropriations from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of just over $284 million. I'll now outline the significant items provided for in this bill. Firstly, the bill will provide the Department of Infrastructure and Regional Development just under $119 million in 2016-17, including $81 million in equity funding to the Australian Rail Track Corporation to deliver network upgrades. Secondly, the Department of Human Services will receive just over $79 million. This includes around $41 million in capital funding to improve some of the IT systems that support its client management. Thirdly, the Environment and Energy portfolio will receive just under $11 million, which includes supplementation for foreign exchange movements to the Bureau of Meteorology and the Department of Environment and Energy. Details of the proposed expenditure are set out in the schedules to the bill and the portfolio additional estimate statements tabled in the Parliament. I therefore commend this bill.
I thank the Minister. The debate must now be adjourned. The member for Scullin.
I move the debate now be adjourned.
I thank the member for Scullin. The question is that resumption of debate be made an order of day for next day of sitting. All those of that opinion say aye. To the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it.